Good evening. I'll call this meeting of the Parks and Recreation Commission to order. First order of business is approval of last month's minutes. Has everybody had a chance to read those? Any questions? Entertain a motion.
I motion that we accept.
I second.
Got a motion and a second. Any objection to unanimous approval? Minutes stand approved as read. We'll move. Okay, we've got the announcement about the board terms and the openings. So we do have the terms expiring this month, and I think we've had people reapply as well as others apply. So those applications are in, and the appointments will be announced at the next city council meeting. Is that right?
One of the June meetings.
One of the June
I'm not
meetings.
sure exactly which one yet.
So we will know.
So they'll let us know, or if we show up here next month.
So will you email
They
us?
will
Joke.
let us. They'll let Shelley know, and then
And
Shelley will
Shelley will
contact
email
you.
us.
What a big thing.
I'm sure we'll find out. We'll continue with a good board.
We're all sitting up.
Okay, so then we'll move right along to the Parks report.
All right.
Guy.
Good evening, everyone. Been a very busy month, of course, with everything in full swing now. We finally have all of our seasonal help hired, and they are pretty much all here now, I guess. So it's really nice having them here to help out. Building maintenance wise, we did a little bit of touch-up work here. Installed a boot scraper outside for our inspector team, so when they come in from the job sites, they can scrape their boots off. We installed 2 new information kiosks at the tennis pickleball court. So the rec center or whoever can post it in there and for information for users. Tim and I, we spent a day and we helped build a filtration box in the indoor pool filter pit. We took advantage of the time that's down. I'm sure Shelley talked about that. The indoor pool is down because of a pump, but we took advantage of that time and we did some other maintenance. Of course, along with all the duties we have, there's a lot of maintenance that has to be done as far as equipment, field maintenance, mowing, trimming, and landscape equipment. Let's see, ball fields, of course, they've been very, very busy. We have NLCBS in the evenings during the week, and on the weekends we have tournaments. We have staff that support the tournaments on the weekends. They come in and get things prepped in the morning and pick up trash and clean restrooms and stuff like that. Of course, mowing and trimming has been nonstop. It's just because of the growing season we've had. It's been a great growing season, but it's been very difficult keeping up with grass mowing and trimming. They get done and they turn right back around and start all over again. So I think we're probably close to 275, 300 acres probably we mow. Sometimes we have to get done. We have to go back a second time, start over within the same week.
Wow.
Landscaping. Now that's always a huge one just because of all the landscaping that we currently have. We have a great team. Brian Hammer leads that. He's doing a great job. We have 2 teams actually. Trevin Zeman is our second team leader on that. But when we get to seasonals here, they take 3 or 4 people on each team, and that's all they do is landscape work, keeping them tidy, pull weeds. Doing a lot of plant replacement this year.
Why so? Is it all the rain, or what's making the plant replacement required?
No, well, okay. Plant replacement has been a little bit dies off every year.
Oh, there's just a natural attrition.
Sometimes you get winter kill, and once you get to a certain point, it's like we better keep up on this, otherwise it's gonna really be
Really bad.
It's gonna be a really bad one. So it's been a couple years since we've actually did a good replacement. So we got a really good order from Bailey's Nursery, and it's about a semi-load, I think.
Wow.
Of plants.
Wow.
And they've worked through that, saying that's going to lead into summer watering, especially of those plants. So, yeah, but that takes care of pretty much 3/4 of our crew is landscape maintenance. Let's see here. Oh, I just wanted to mention there was a car accident on the front street in Penn Street roundabout.
I'm not laughing, I'm just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just took it head on, and I pushed the rock up and took out some plants. So, and oil and antifreeze got into the soil, so we're probably gonna dig that out. But it was an uninsured motorist, of course. So
Oh,
we're gonna have to eat that one.
Okay.
how was the car eaten as well by the rock?
Oh yeah, the car was. Yeah, I think I have a picture of it in the report. So
'Cause I think
Looks
I
like
saw.
a Taurus.
yeah,
Was it a
Oh, 'cause I-
Ford Taurus.
yeah,
Man, you can ID cars very well.
yeah.
It's a weekday morning, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I drove past it going to
Real
school.
fast. Yeah.
Thought of you.
Yeah, I noticed you didn't get out of your car.
No.
That's
We
what
had
the
it under
roundabout
control.
for. You just drive around. So, he was out of the way. He was up into the landscape.
That's what I thought was so strange. It was sitting up in the,
Yeah.
Maybe you just design it, make it an art installation.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
uninsured.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Yeah. So along with that, all our planter boxes at Liberty Center. There's I think 92 out there. Wow. We have planter boxes at the new bike tunnel. We have them at Naomi's, or I guess I should say Heinz Ice Cream. Various other places, Bike Trail. All those planters have been planted with annuals. So that's a kind of a daily chore of keeping those watered. Redfern Dog Park. So we had that closed for a little over a month because we reseeded that. We incorporated compost, reseeded, and luckily we had really good weather, and it's turning out really, really nice. So it's back open. I'm very pleased with the results of that. I'm hoping the compost will help maintain a little moisture in the summertime and not let that get so dry out there. So that's what kind of, between the wear of all the traffic and the dry of the last few summers, really put a havoc on that. But right now it's looking pretty good.
And the dogs love it. I'm just saying.
Have you been using it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good.
That's great.
Oh, awesome. There's a few spots out there that we're gonna have to touch up, but I'm hoping that this will be more of a long-lasting time of grass on there. So we'll see.
There just needs to be a reminder that we still have to pick up our dogs.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yes, good reminder for residents or whoever's using the dog park or our parks to pick up after your pet. That's why we have the pet waste stations strategically located around. Yes, we go through quite a few bags, so I know that they're getting used, but.
Yes, there's a lot of kids running through the parks now.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Exactly. I'd like to thank Heritage Christian School and students for their service work completed in our parks on May 3rd. They do it annually. Students and teachers, assisted park staff with mulching trees at Penn Meadows, Creekside, and cleaning up brush and down trees at Cornerstone. We're gradually getting Cornerstone Park. Every year we just do a little cleanup there, and it's getting better. The Liberty Center Pond Fountain has been started up for the season. Along with that, the splash pad, that's up and going also. A lot of people out there today. Notice the pool is pretty well packed today too. So probably has a lot to do with school being out. Our staff also participated in the Remarkable Rigs event on May 18th. The kids really enjoyed sitting on our equipment, and our staff had a good time showcasing our equipment, so it's a good time.
That's such a great program. Like,
Yeah.
really kudos to you guys. It's so
Yeah.
quirky and fun.
Yeah. The communications department, they lead that, so I can't take all the credit for that. So
Kudos communication.
yes, but we get to supply our equipment. And also on that line, we assisted with a playground crawl that was held on May 11th. We just kind of did playground inspections and got everything ready for a lot of kids being on equipment on that day. So that turned out really well also. I'm sure I talked about Liberty High School construction tech class before. They do little small projects for us. We supply the materials, and their class builds stuff. Again, this spring they build us a new pump shed up at the community gardens. It houses our well and electrical for that. So very much appreciated for that program and partnership with Liberty High School. It's been a great program, and the kids really enjoy it. And I'm happy to see that, there's classes on the trades because we need the trades. So they seem to really enjoy themselves. Other than that, continuing preparation for the July 13th Blues and Barbecue celebration. Just kind of getting closer to that event. So if you have any questions, be more than happy to answer.
I just want to say I really love the annuals that you put in front of the Centennial Park in the roundabout area. It's just such a really nice and like romantic to take a walk and pass by those, purple, the lavenders.
Yeah. No, it's Mother Nature has a lot to do with that this year. I mean, things are really looking beautiful, lush, growing well. It's because we've had all this moisture. It's really helped out. So,
Purple. Do we have a North Liberty flower? A designated,
I don't know.
designated flower? It seems like a lot
I
of
don't know. Maybe
lavender.
we should petition.
The lavender and the purple seems
Yeah,
to be
maybe.
what we have around
Yeah.
that seems to
You know
stand
what?
out.
That's a good point.
Stand out.
We should have one.
Do we have a bird?
Do we it would be good though. You do need a.
Yeah, to have
I mean,
like
I told that.
have a flower.
I think it would be nice to have a flower. Then that kind of emphasizes like we're a town of charm and annuals. But they're lovingly installed.
Yeah.
It is a test. And second, to appreciating schools that help. That's always good for kids, students to give back to the community. And when they can see their work, and if you do see or happen to, to appreciate, it's like if you're driving by the community gardens and you see that shed up there. You think, that was done by Liberty High students. And you're out and about when you see the mulch, the things that kids do, and anybody has any contact. It's always good to praise kids. Kids are good and do a lot of things that are positive that they don't always get credit for. Appreciating it to open that up and allow that to happen. And it works both ways. You have to allow the opportunity. So that's important.
Anything else from anyone else here? Tim, do you have anything? Good?
I don't think so.
We just, we know it's very, very busy, and I can attest in not living very far from Centennial Park now, I see. I see how the mowers are going, what it takes to take care of that. And with an event every week, and to have it looking nice, that's what our community expects, but I hope they appreciate what goes into that to see that our parks do.
Especially in between rainstorms.
Yeah. But it's so nice. I mean, I don't have a backyard or a fenced backyard, and a lot of people don't. And so I have a dog, so it's lovely to let him. It's big enough that you can let them go, and just it's great.
It is great.
Yeah.
It's a time we're all kind of hoping that rain filters along and we don't go through a big drought this summer. Would be very helpful to the beautification of the whole city. So.
And just a reminder, I just remember this, the Fox Run Pond project that will be starting up here soon. Along with that, with the trail system that's going in, there will also be playground that's going in August. And when that team is here, we're looking at redoing all the surfacing at the playground at Penn Meadows on the north side. We're going to turn that into a rubberized surfacing rather than wood chips. And we're going to resurface the splash pad. So.
And wait, when is that again?
August.
August.
Yep, August. Yeah.
And along with a lot of construction going on around town, a lot of positive things happening within the parks. And yes, I think our Fox Run neighbors will really appreciate
It's gonna be
that, and gives a whole another area that opens up with equipment and fun for families.
Yeah.
Anything else? Okay, Shelley, we'll move right along to the rec and pool report.
All right. Good evening, board members. May, like Guy mentioned, is what we consider our start of our summer season as well. The summer activity guide covers May through August programming, and so a lot of our summer activities did start this month, and then especially now with today being the first day with Iowa City School District being out, into next week is when summer camp, summer lunch and fun, summer reading program, summer swim lessons,
Free fish weekend.
free
Saturday.
fishing weekend
Is
coming
that
up.
this weekend?
It's also this
Yep.
weekend too.
Oh,
So yeah, a lot of activities will be happening here. May also brought us preparing the outdoor pool for pool season. That went pretty good. Ashley, Mark, and Adam have been busy this whole month getting it ready for opening weekend. We did open up on Memorial Day weekend with limited hours, 1 to 4, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. In between some cooler weather, some storms, and then we did run into a little clarity issues, I believe, on one of the days. But it was a good start, and we're still continuing to prepare for today. Was a pretty busy day as well, and I will get you those numbers as well as being the first day without the school out of session. So. Guy already mentioned the indoor pool. We have been closed since May 11th due to first the motor is what went down. It had to get replaced. And as they got that piece ready to be installed, a pump casing was also found to be bad. And that is what we're waiting on. The pump casing piece has to be epoxied because of the environment that it's in. And so it's at the place to get epoxy, which then not only does it have to get epoxied, it has to have a cure date of 6 days after. So we're trying to figure out what day we're on with that. Once it gets then cured and delivered, we'll install it, and hopefully nothing else comes up in the meantime. Like Guy mentioned, thanks to their department and helping Mark with that, the pictures there that you see inside the pool pit is a wooden structure that the basket sits on and helps circulate and keeps things going down further into the pipes and into the motors. We did the outdoor pool last year or the year before. I can't remember exactly. And so, again, when the pool is unfortunately drained for a certain reason, this actually gave the opportunity to get that structure rebuilt. And so at least we got that
made of
project
cedar.
done.
Cedar wood, yeah.
so is it?
Smells good.
I mean, I think that's pretty fantastic that we can do that repair ourselves, isn't it?
Yes.
Without hiring, isn't that like a very expensive thing to hire pool maintenance? I mean, people that are specifically for that.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, it was awesome that we could do that
Yeah.
in-house and with the
Yeah.
help of these guys. We were kind of crunched on time because at first we thought we were only going to be down for a little bit with a motor being down. So we thought a tight window we had to do that work in. So thanks to Guy and Tim, they came and helped and got it done. Day and a half,
One day.
one day.
Not to brag.
One
Not
day.
to brag.
So again, that was great to get done.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And now we're just hopefully get the other parts in and get her filled back up and balanced and heated.
I have to ask, how long does it take to fill that pool?
Yeah.
A couple good 24 hours, so
Wow, really?
2 days probably. Actually, what takes longer is heating the water
Yeah.
once
Yeah,
we get it
that's what
filled.
Yeah.
So
So you need to fill the water first and then heat it.
fill, then chemical balance, make sure that's all in line, and at the same time doing the heating too. But heating is what takes the
That's a
majority
huge
of the time.
amount of water. Wow.
So how does this impact the swim lessons and membership? Like, do they just get canceled or extended?
Well, actually, we're thinking about, again, we've
Just
been
curious.
kind of
I'm not a rat.
jumping a little bit. Actually, swim lessons for the summer season is supposed to start next week. Most of the lessons during the morning is in the outdoor pool, so that hasn't changed. But the evening lessons are usually at night in the indoor pool. So we'll probably have to maybe close down the outdoor pool, if the indoor pool doesn't get done by then, we'll close down for those swim lesson times and use the outdoor pool probably. So we're trying to make those decisions here shortly to give a little warning out to the public for next week that week might be impacted by swim lessons moving from the indoor pool out to the outdoor pool. So we'll see how it goes.
I just have an idea. I heard about some school, like after-school club activities, because they charge like very affordable fees. So they say at the beginning, at the registration, that if for unpredictable reasons that activities get canceled, then there is no cancel, like a refund of the fees.
So you're accepting that
rescheduling.
because it's already cheaper?
Yes. So that might be an idea.
I was going to say, we're going to try and reschedule
Right.
or
That's enough.
use the other pool, or like with memberships and stuff, once we have the date that we're back open, memberships will be extended for that period that we've been down for
Or they
those
could
that
just
have.
go for ice cream.
Or you can just go for ice cream. I think that sounds like a plan these days. I'll go with that one. Let's see here. We've been making some changes as far as offices. Communications did move into this nice facility, and then we made some changes within offices at the rec department too. Next on there is just a list of upcoming events. Like I said, open outdoor pool. Regular hours began today. We have on Saturday the Let Love Fly event and also a messy play date scheduled at the rec center. On Sunday, we have the free fishing with Takeo. Again, June, like I said, is a busy month of everything starting up. So the Rancho House concerts start up on Friday nights. Summer camp, everything else that I mentioned already, starts the week of June 10th. We do have a couple other pool-related events. Camp North Liberty and the boat regatta is June 21st. And then we have Splash Bash, which is the pool's birthday party event, we're calling it, June 23rd. So
20 years, right? 20 years?
Yeah.
20-year birthday.
Yep. So some upcoming events to plug along during the next month. Let's see. Is there any other big news in my report that jumps out at you guys? Fairly normal report after that.
I guess, I know the pool's just opening, but how the increase in the fee, how we noticed, what did we notice? Did we get more member passes bought or?
Actually, I don't think it hurt the daily fees at all. We had a few comments from my staff that worked Memorial Day weekend, just asking about, the price. And we just said, we haven't increased in this long. And there was nothing real alarming, I guess, to them, more of just a question type thing. People still paid the daily fee, and it was pretty much equal amount, I would say, as far as just revenues from the year before. Memberships, I thought, were a little down still, but today I heard a lot more people coming in and asking about the memberships. I think a lot of them were waiting for the outdoor pool regular hours to begin, I think was what a lot of them were waiting for. So I will provide some of that information. I've been looking at the revenue report. That's part of my report there. You can see, the difference between the season pool passes and the daily pool fees. And again, that was basically 3 days of daily pool fees since the indoor pool has been closed and had the outdoor pool.
What's the household credit account?
That's where, like, on refunds and stuff, if people don't want it back to their credit card or method of payment, when they, we can put it on their rec desk account and use for future. And so sometimes you'll see negative, sometimes you'll see positive, depending on if they used it or
Yeah.
if we refunded it to them.
Thanks.
It's interesting to me that there were 139 registrations that were over 65 years old. That's quite a few, isn't it?
Oh, for the,
Yeah, for the demographics. Yeah. That's quite a few people, I think. Be over 35 or over 65.
on the organizational activity breakdown. Yeah. A lot of them, we have a lot of pickleballers.
Yeah.
So that's what's driving the.
I would say that's a lot of them. A lot of them also, part of that would be those signing up for our senior luncheon every Friday that we offer.
But that has an average of 20 some people.
Actually, it's increased. We're averaging about 35, 40 now.
That's great.
Or
And they're for the month of April. The library had a grant, and we're offsetting the charge. So it's basically free for that month of April to the seniors. And so we did see a bigger spike up to about 45, 50 seniors. And now we're back down to right around 40
That's awesome.
to the paying
and
individuals.
if you're over 55, you get into the connections,
Yes.
Facebook, newsletter, everything that's going on for everybody over 55. And so there's getting to be more, as there are more people aging in place in this community.
That's right.
I think, there are more people reaching that, moving in, and there's a lot of activities going on there. So anybody fits into that category, look it up, get on the 55 plus, what's called Connections.
Connections.
That goes
55
out.
connections, I think.
A lot of good.
I read it faithfully.
Even goes a little beyond North Liberty, tells you some things that are going on in the Iowa City area that are good for that group. So people appreciate that. So I think that's good. We're looking at all ages. That's our role, is to see that we have a lot of activities for all ages. And every time you look at this list of what's going on, there's just something all the time. North Liberty is getting to be a destination for people to come see what's going on.
Forget Florida. Come to North Liberty. It's a destination.
Except we don't have a flower.
Yeah, definitely. If we had a flower, we could really get that campaign going.
Well, I think we do. I think we do our lavender, whether we like it or not, aren't we?
that's
The
what
majority of it is.
What is the one that's like a cone?
Yeah, the spiky one.
It's Sylvia.
Sylvia.
That could be ours.
Yeah.
Sylvia.
Get a lot of comments on that one.
Yeah, they look
People
beautiful.
like it.
They are beautiful.
Yeah, and it is pretty. Coming to town. Anything else for Shelley? Gone over all the events coming up. I guess community input ideas. I guess I do have a question here. It just came to me that I said, maybe somebody has to research. Who's in charge of the sign up for the gardens?
Jason Negley at
Jason at the rec center.
Rec Center.
Okay. So they asked why they couldn't get the same spot from year to year because they take such care of their spot, get it all set, and then they ask, they'd like to know if there was a way, even if there was a deadline earlier, that if you want your same spot, you got to sign up by this or something. But that was a question that was.
I know last year's participants could sign up before anyone that did not have a garden beforehand. So I know they have a pre-registration period for those from the year before. But as far as
maybe
spot-wise,
research it to get their
so-
same spot. That was that was brought up. Yeah.
That makes sense though, because
Yeah.
a lot of them cultivate it better, and some of them have a lot more.
Or you put
land.
in more dirt.
Yeah.
That may take some research for the next year. Yeah, because I think the spots are all used, all
Yeah, they're
replaced.
taken.
Is there room out there to expand
We
that?
could. We're waiting to get more demand
Okay,
before we do that.
I will pass that on to Jason.
thank you.
We had looked at next up maybe doing some raised beds around that area for people that might have a harder time.
That's nice.
So that's kind of what we're saving some of that area for, and maybe to look
Well,
into that.
what about behind the new pantry? What if they did something back there?
that's not within our,
It isn't, okay.
Would
Sorry.
be
Forget that I said that.
yeah, that's right.
semi-private land. There will be the garden over at the church at the old pantry, the community garden over there.
Yeah.
Would be in some fashion used. And you bring that, there was a raised one built over there with wheelchair accessibility
Yep.
for that. So that's a good idea. So thanks. Anything else?
Outdoor pool full hours, is that the same full hours as the rec center? What are the full hours of?
What are the outdoor pool hours?
Yeah, yeah,
12 to 1, those with memberships
okay.
can come in, and then starting at 1 is open swim, and regular hours are 1 to 9.
1 to 9.
Again, it was about 4:30 today that we did have to close for clarity issues. So as we get into the full season, hopefully we can rectify that issue.
So if it closes, does that usually mean it can be open the next day?
Yeah, because then we backwash.
So it doesn't take that much time to fix? Because I remember the clarity issues coming up in previous years, but I didn't know what was the turnaround from.
Yeah, once it gets cloudy where we can't see the bottom, due to the safety of that, we have to close down. And that's basically the deep end. And then they, I don't know if it's trying to think what they throw down to the bottom. Usually you can see the grates. And once the grates can't be seen, then they usually throw something into the deep end. And if they can't see that, then we have to close just by safety issues. So we'll hopefully, with more turnover, with backwashing more and more after bather load, hopefully we'll get this cycle going and we won't have that issue, but we'll
So if
try and
you
keep at it.
close, you put up a notice on the website or?
Yes, actually, there's a rain out line that we use. Actually, we use throughout the city for all our facilities, either ballparks, pools, whatever, and specific programs that are held outside. We have this rain out line number where you can choose, if you're only interested in the pools, you can just get the alerts for that. But as soon as we close,
app,
that's
too.
the first
Okay.
application point that we get the word out and then use our communications department to
Wait, and what's the app? There's an
rain out.
Rain
Rain
out.
out.
That's what
Oh, it's just called that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. and it
I have the
advises
full-
You can pick and choose what you want, like splash pad or pool. So you're not getting all these notifications. You just pick the ones you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need any more
gonna do
apps. Okay. I'm apped out.
It
Really,
is pretty. I mean, it is pretty slick though. That once
You can Google it, North Liberty rain out, and then it come up on the.
it pops up immediately
That has
that
the
hey,
notification
closed
for
due
the
to
indoor
mechanical
pool as well.
issues, closed due to Mother Nature, storms, whatever. It
Ball
will.
fields, like
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Because I went to swim on the Mother's Day and then on a Sunday and the indoor pool was closed.
Well, that was the first day that we had the pump go down. Yes.
That cloudiness, is that just sunscreen, and is that what causes it, or do we know?
We have not ever resolved what actually is causing it. And that's the frustration that we have is we cannot just pinpoint exactly what the issue is.
I'm sure it contributes.
It definitely contributes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think today with the wind, was that blowing a lot more stuff into the pool, dust-wise?
Wasn't the year that
I don't
there was
know.
lots of fires? Wasn't that a year where there were more problems with cloudy? Remember that year?
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
I
couple
remember.
years ago,
Yeah.
there was like a lot more. There was an issue with the pool closing
yeah.
more.
And with the construction and wind,
Yeah.
a lot of dirt
Yeah.
is in there.
I mean, just there's so many factors that
Yeah.
we try and take a sample of the pool water and say, okay, can we find out what's
What's in there?
causing this and what can we do about this? And we still can't put our finger on exactly a culprit, but we'll keep,
Probably because it's
Researching
more than
it.
one thing.
yeah, it's probably more than one thing, but it'd be nice to try and figure it out. It's frustrating. Even as us as staff, it's frustrating.
But I feel like it's also to be expected. I feel like just having been here, I hear about it all the time. So, it's something that comes with the territory.
And like we heard last year, it's not just us. There are other pools that have the same
Yeah,
issues. It's just
just is
again,
what it
it's
is.
frustrating.
You know, make it a high school chemistry project.
Yeah.
Invite
I'd
us,
say
you know,
there's-
students
there's
to
a-
come
Might need to.
research.
And microbiology.
In
Yeah.
the future, somebody will
Yeah,
And
I
give
like
you
that
an
idea.
award, right?
figure that out.
I know I'm not. So yeah,
Even if
I'll,
not
I'll
high
welcome
school,
anybody.
Someone at the university would take this on, I'm
Yeah.
sure, as a
Yeah.
There we
graduate
go.
student somewhere out there that has.
Sure, it's been,
I don't know why we're saying that, Guy, and they can fix it in a day.
Fix it in a day. Yeah.
You know, there are tons of grad students who don't know what they can
No,
research
that's exactly
about.
do
Just give
that.
it some
They
ideas
don't
for
know
the
what to do.
community.
Exactly.
Because I experienced that.
Yeah,
Plus grad student.
that's a great idea, actually, get a grad student on.
anything else for Shelley? Anything else? We're past that. Anything else for?
So I just
good
had
of the
one
commons?
question. So behind the dog park, where you bring your dirt,
Yeah.
you dump it. What are we? Do we have a vision there?
We're just trying to expand at the moment,
Okay.
expand the property.
So will that eventually happen? I mean, is that kind of the idea to make the dog park bigger, or to?
We have a couple of ideas. Yes, I mean, maybe a shelter outside trail that would lead to the back side of the property that's open. We'd like to maybe buy more property out there,
Oh,
but we have to see. They wanted the developer, we have to get water and sewer up there before the developer can start developing.
Yeah.
And he's the one that would get the property from. So things to work on in the future. But yeah, we're just trying to gain more property. So and it's not costing us anything. People, like for example, Aldi's, they had all this dirt that had to
Right.
be hauled away.
that's
Truckload
great.
like 100 and some, and took them all out there.
Yep.
So it's free to us. So
Did you guys reach out or did they reach out
we started putting the word out.
that you were willing to take third?
Yeah, so our building inspection team and site inspections, I talked to them because they're out there with contractors daily.
Oh,
And a lot of times the contractors say, hey, do you have a spot we could take dirt? Because they have to get rid of spoiled dirt. And so we put two and two together and then we just say, yeah, we have a spot. So,
that's great.
It works. A lot of dirt being moved around.
yeah,
this
yeah.
A lot of dirt. Okay. We go from dirt gardens. I think we have any old business on the agenda. So we need to look at July because first Thursday of July is the 4th of July.
I thought we were coming to your house for hot dogs.
And the plug, I think North Liberty, the 3rd of July, will have a car show and fireworks, I believe. So that's going to be the celebration time here, which is something nice. So what do we do about July meeting?
Well, I wanted to bring it up. With it being the 4th of July, we won't have it on that date, but is the consensus either to skip a month or to reschedule? I do have to work with Nick. Actually, I was supposed to send me some open dates, or if we have an idea of dates that work best for us, if you do want it rescheduled for sometime in July, then I can take those dates to Nick and see if they're available or not here for this council chambers. So it's up to.
What's the pleasure?
I would say the one thing is we will potentially have new members starting
Right.
in July. I don't know if that's a reason enough to hold a meeting if we don't need to, and I'd put that out there too. I mean, is there something pressing that we're going to have in front of us? Is taking a month off is it unheard of? Is it going to cause issues?
The world will spin.
Well, the reason why I say that is
It's fine.
I also sit on the tree and stormwater board, and there are times when not all the members are there. It's not unheard of to skip a meeting, or to postpone it to the next month. If we have something pressing, then we'll
I was going to say,
reschedule it.
if something does come up, then we would reschedule
Yeah.
it. If something
Yeah.
pressing, if something had to be
Emergency.
reviewed or looked at, but for the most part, there's nothing that I can think of either that would be
Don't have the
pressing.
meeting after fireworks.
So how do we feel about that? Are we in consensus to leave it that way? If something pressing comes up, we'll send a notice out as has to be done. And if not, we will, the next meeting will be August, Everybody got their calendar.
I got my calendar.
First Thursday in August, so
August 1st
August 1st is Thursday?
is a Thursday.
Wow.
Okay. So that won't be,
Yeah.
that'll pop up
I
pretty
know,
quickly.
time.
So,
It's ridiculous.
that okay with everybody? Shaking consensus on that?
But Shelley, you'll let us know if we're on the board or not.
Yes.
Okay. All right. You know what I mean? I mean,
I totally know what you
Yeah.
mean, yes.
Yeah.
And as soon as I know, I'll let you guys know.
okay. All right, that's good.
So if we stop receiving emails, that probably means
But by gosh, I'm still going to read Connection 55.
There you go. Okay, no other business. Do I have a motion?
I motion that we adjourn.
Second?
a second.
Any objection to adjournment?